My name is Lee Fulmer. I'm the independent chairman of the Bank of England Strategic Transformation Board. I think my career trajectory has always been one where I have focused on business outcomes and used technology to do it. And I have worked in defense, I've worked in technology, I've worked in academia, media, and most recently finance. So I have quite a wide career arc. And in those roles, I've worked in operations, technology, strategy, product. So again, it's quite a mishmash. That means actually I have quite a lot of things I'm proud of. I've been very fortunate over the years to be involved in some amazing things. I was asked to sit on the board of ICANN, which was the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers back in the 90s that deregulated the internet and created what we all use today. I was hired by the BBC in the 90s to come in and build content systems so that they could turn BBC Online into the third broadcast medium. So I got involved in helping to build all the systems in the back end, the knowledge management systems, the content systems, the playout systems that created the thing that everybody uses today and takes for granted, which again was another really exciting point in my career. When I was at the Bank of Scotland, I got asked to attend some meetings with the Treasury and the Office of Fair Trading. I got to meet Gordon Brown during the Cruikshank report, and I came up with the idea for what is today the UK's faster payment system, which is still today the world's only real-time bulk clearing system. So I literally kind of came up with it with a couple of my colleagues and then chaired all the industry bodies that built it and developed it. So I've really been fortunate, I think, to be at different points in different industries where big pivots were happening and be a part of those. I think I was young and stupid, like many of us. It just never occurred to me that you couldn't do it. I also, to be brutally honest, have often had quite a limited attention span. So for me, when I was younger, it was like being able to do something different. What's the next shiny, interesting thing? Initially, I think in those first sort of 10 years, I watched a lot of my peers get promoted, buy houses, make more money. And I felt kind of like, what am I doing wrong? But I think the interesting thing is those people now I have become more successful than. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I had focused on a breadth of things. So instead of always trying to be the best at whatever I'm doing, which probably there's another million people on the planet trying to be the best as well, I've focused on being better than average at a half a dozen or more things. And I think that breadth of experience has allowed me to do all the things I've done. I'm probably an odd technology leader in the sense that I do not think technology is the be all and end all of everything. I really feel it's an enabler, right? And when you work in an industry that's not tech, so in other words, you're not working for a Meta or an Apple, then actually the tech is just there to help remove the friction in whatever it is that you're trying to do as a business. I work in finance. Tech is clearly very important, right? We all have mobile banking apps. You all have easy ways that you can access stock trading platforms or set up retirement accounts. Those things are crucial. But the fundamental thing is the product that you're trying to buy, right? Paying for your Krispy Kreme donuts or saving for a house. It doesn't really matter. So I think that I tend to take the attitude that I like to see what's going on out there. I am a closet technologist in the sense I do like shiny new things, but I take it with a grain of salt in my professional job because I think it's important to make sure that you're using the appropriate technology for the solution you're trying to solve. And that's why things like blockchain just do not get me excited. I had to listen to people 24 years ago telling me how Bitcoin was going to do away with banks and payment systems. Still hasn't happened, right? It's a technology solution looking for a problem to solve. Honestly, I think we could do an entire talk just on how to manage data ethically and within regulations. I think to sum it up, you have to look at it from the standpoint that what would you want someone to do with your own data? When we talk about ethics, they are a framework for how we behave in professional standards. They're not law. right? And I think people conflate those two things a lot. So you have to think about your customer base, whatever industry you're in, and how they would feel about the way you're using their data, either to service them or indeed to package it up and sell it to someone else. And I think there's a lot of that missing in our industry at the moment. So that would be my first tip. I think when we talk about regulation, there are a lot of industries that are highly regulated. And I think bankers think they're special, but we aren't, right? Medicine's highly regulated, aerospace is highly regulated, pharmaceuticals are highly regulated. The food industry is highly regulated. Everybody has the same challenges. So I think try to connect with people in other industries, learn how they're tackling the problem, because the basic mechanisms of managing data are the same, but because they're in a different industry, they have a different outlook. They have a different creative mindset. They will have tackled their problems differently.